Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Legendary Heroes number 52B, the Mad Medic Dr. Poison, which I'm sure you can pretty much tell is a shattered glass version of a Ratchet. So the reason why he's called a different name is, for those of you who don't know, he's made by Newage, which is a company that is not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they can't use his real name. So with this video we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. Help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to have a quick look at the abundance of accessories that come with him and how you can use them. We are then of course going to do a comparison between him and the original, I suppose, Hasbro and Takara one. We can see how he looks and fares against other third-party company figures to give you an idea of his scale and indeed his size. So loads to get through with this video. So as I start to pop all these away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if they'd hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to thank Show's eStore, because that's where this figure came from. And of course you can see they got him to me nice, quickly and safely, and there's going to be a direct link in the description for you to be able to get one for yourselves if you want one. So the packaging is brilliant. It is of course in reference to the old horror movie, which you can tell there. I think that's the cover of the video as well, to be honest. And there we've got the actual product there of him and in his robot mode, which funnily enough he does come packaged in his alternate mode, but for the purpose of this video I've decided to start in robot mode. He does come in a plastic bubble, like you can see there, because of course they are not bound by the same laws as Hasbro to not use as much plastic. But the reason why I wanted to start in robot mode is just to show off, I suppose, A, the abundance of accessories, and B, how articulate he is. We can also see how good he looks there. So these are referred to as third-party legend scale figures because they're obviously smaller than the main version. That you can see his hands aren't there yet. We're going to attach them in a second, but the head is on like a mushroom. You can see at the back, ball and sockets. You've got full articulation, spinning around, looking up and down. Look at the detail there as well. You've got the red reflecting eyes. You've got the lovely purple trim on the top. The arms will come right out to the sides for full articulation, and they will go all the way around. You've got a swivel underneath the shoulder. You've got bicep. You've got a double bicep flexion there, to be honest. And of course you're going to have wrist swivel because you're going to put the hands in a minute. There's an ab crunch, which works really well. There is a waist swivel. There's, oh, I've just knocked that out. There's hips, which come all the way up and all the way back, as well as out to the side. Knee bends, hip swivels, and ankle tilt and rock as well. So you can see why these figures are dubbed as mini masterpieces, because they've got the same articulation in a smaller size. But that is of course matched by their price. This is much more expensive than your standard Hasbro core class figure, and it's really obvious why. Now I love them just as much as each other. Probably more the basicness of this, because to be fair, I think sometimes the transformation process on these is overcomplicated, as you will see in the tutorial that I've uploaded. And funnily enough, I've used the original owner of the mold. I've used the original Ratchet, and that's my only negative really to these, that sometimes the transformation process can be a bit too difficult. This one, one of the New Age figures, isn't too bad, but it still is really fiddly, and it just takes so much time. That's why it is separately uploaded and not included in the video, because it takes a bit of the fun out when they take too long. Right, we've got his trailer, which is just also fixed. This doesn't transform or move or have anything. It is just there, I suppose, to be used as storage, to be honest. You can attach this in the back like so. You can attach this bit at the front, again replicating the Generation 1 figure. You can of course store the blast effects as well in the back. This is all brand new, so I was struggling to fit. We've got the blasters there as well, which you can pretty much fill everything here like so. I'm not going to put them all in, because what I want to do now, I'm going to go with the fists, and the reason why I'm going to go with them is because I can put the accessories in his hands, but he also does come with a set of open hands as well. No articulation on the fingers, but there's articulation in what would be the wrists. So what I mean by that is you can turn it, you can see there, you can twist it, you'll be able to move his hand backwards and forwards. So with these, I'm just going to attach the fists like so. So there's of course your wrist swivel. In fact, before I do that, you can put this bit in as well, like so, if you wanted. So you could put that in. One of the accessories, you could also put this part in as well. This is exactly the same as, there's so many bits that, to be honest, sometimes I don't even know the names of them all. Where's that just gone? Oh no, completely can't find that. I'll find that in 2 seconds. Let's just put the fists in then and attach the blasters into his hands like so. You can put either or, they will all fit in. As I was saying, there's so many accessories that sometimes you forget where they are and what they're all going to do. Now you can't, it's not like the Hasbro ones where you've got 5mm ports and you can put other weapons and accessories on him. You can't do that at all, to be honest. But again, there's so many things going on with these figures that you can still have loads of fun with them. Can you put the blast effect on the end of these? I presume so. Or is it more on these? Let me have a look. I thought you could. Perhaps not. I need to work out exactly where I can put them. I'll have a look. I've forgotten from the first time that I used this particular mold. Let's do some comparisons anyway. So there, of course, is the original figure, which is huge compared to it. I mean, it really is. These are massive compared to the original toys. So these, I suppose, a few of these size comparisons, you're not going to have a clue about. If you only collect Legends scale, then these figures are going to be completely alien to yourself. But on the other hand, if you now only collect them, let's bring in some figures that you are going to recognize. So I've got quite a few New Age here ready, to be honest. I've put, there's their take on Power Glide. This is, of course, their take on Optimus Prime. So you've got going down in scale. This is what they do really well. They do manage to get the scales really good. I haven't got him in robot mode. He's for the alternate mode, but that is, of course, their take on a Jurassic Park Hound. And then for other third-party companies, I've got Magic Square's Trailbreaker and Iron Factory's Sheen figure. So there we go. And I suppose one, just very quickly, this isn't third party, but this is mainline nowadays. So there is Strong Arm, and as you can see, she also is much taller than it. So let's move all these out of the way. As I did mention, there is videos on Ratchet and Ironhide, which both share the same mold. If you want to see them as well, there's perhaps, just as I say, a few other things. I don't want to make the same videos over and over again, so you can check them out. But for the rest of this video, we're going to come back. He's going to be in his alternate mode, and we're going to see how he looks like that. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode already. Quick apologies, no transformation process on this video. 2 reasons. One is to keep the main length of the video down, because believe you me, it does take absolutely ages. And the second is because I've uploaded a tutorial video, but in all honesty, the tutorial video is, as I mentioned before, it's just the standard Ratchet because it's the same mold. But as you can see, beautiful looking little alternate modes. Now hopefully you can sort of make out that this isn't white. If I bring in the Hasbro version, you can see there more clearly now. This is like it's like a murky sort of greeny grey. I think that's obviously the colour that they're sort of going for. It's not bright white at all. It's definitely got like a bit of a tinge of a green to it. But hopefully now as well, now it's in his alternate mode, this is going to give you a true idea of scale, I suppose, just how small these particular figures are. There is the Micromaster that I put up in the other section of the video. There is a Takara, world's smallest transformer, so of course that is absolutely tiny. But then if I put G1 Bumblebee with his loose joints, you know, there's not much of a size difference there at all, really. I mean, again, to give you an idea, in contrast with some mainline figures, it's just tiny. There's, of course, Deluxe Drag Strip, and I mean, look at that. If I move these out of the way, you can have 1, 2, nearly 3 of these. So they are very small. And in fact, even if you're using a motorcycle as a deluxe figure, you can just see how tiny it really is. But it's still, unfortunately, the same with pretty much most figures. They don't scale as well in their alternate mode, and I suppose that's because everybody seems to go really for just how they scale when you've got them all in robots, because these are all New Age figures I'm bringing out as well, by the way. So you can see that it just doesn't work with the vehicles, and that's just, I suppose, standard across all toy lines. There, however, is the New Age Hound, which of course you can see now isn't too bad, but again, it's a very small vehicle compared to when he's actually in his robot mode. Right, what else? I don't think there's too much more to do this. What I want to do again is, to say, try and keep these different, because it's quite it is quite hard trying to keep different content with all of the same mold. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to show you that it is completely possible, even though his fists are here, to keep them in the alternate mode so you don't have to take them out. So the good thing is that you can store pretty much everything. In fact, you will be able to, near enough, store everything. Now there's 2 more guns there and a set of fists if you want to that you could put on there. But what I want to show you is that you can actually have his fists in the alternate mode. There is still space, and as I say, if you've seen the transformation process, you can keep the fists on as well, and this will probably give you a teeny bit of an insight as to just how intricate this thing is. It is crazy intricate, crazy difficult, and I'm pretty sure, as I say, even though I've done it a few times now, transformation backwards and forwards is still taking me a good 10 minutes because there's so much to do. He said this isn't too difficult. It isn't, but that just needs to come away from there. Come on, fold up for me, because underneath is where I'm going to show you that you can put, come on, fold out. It just keeps getting stuck in there. You can't deny that that's better. So they're obviously going to be his legs, but that's here where his fists will go. So I can attach the fist in here on there like so, and it'll be tucked away, and it isn't a hindrance. And I suppose this is one thing that I really did just want to do differently in this part of the video, because I didn't do it in the rest, and just show you how easy it is. Well, that wasn't easy obviously, or how easy it is just to keep them covered, even there we go. In this particular mode, I just need to join everything back up, but it doesn't hinder it. I suppose that's the best words and the best thing for what I was sort of trying to say, that even though it's as small, tiny and as intricate as it is, you can still keep the fists on, and it does still all fit and clip together, he says, properly when he lines everything up. So there you go, that's got the fists in, so you can keep the fists in for the transformation process as well. But that is definitely where I'm going to sign off with this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at him. I presume we're going to get many more versions of this particular mold, which, to be honest, I don't really mind. I think it's great. It is intricate, and again, please do check out the transformation process video, which is separate, and let me know what you think about it. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.